Well, boys, today we're going to be talking about a very interesting woman. You might know her, you might not. Aydin Paladin. You know, the gift that keeps giving with the gab that keeps gabbing. I'm pretty sure if some of you watched Destiny before, maybe you've seen the conversation that they had where she was acting like an absolute crazy stuck-up cunt and admitted to having a DUI, which is, well, crikey anyway. So fucking, what you call it? She's very interesting because she defends, well, from the videos that I watched, you know, she's a very, for the uninitiated, she's a right-wing channel, and all her videos are basically just her defending every single anti-woman movement ever, which is odd because, well, she is a she, right? Which doesn't really make much sense, which is why today I'm going to be reacting to it. And this ain't scripted, this is going to be off the dome, right? Just me like rambling on, but be prepared. Like, I am a very fucking chatty bastard, right? So this video might be anywhere from 20 minutes to 4 hours long, at least. So be prepared for that. Anyways, lads. Well, lads, here I am. Just going through Aiden's channel. You know, she deleted a few videos, probably because of the whole fucking thing with Kraut, maybe, I don't know, which is unfortunate. So I wish she deleted all of them. But, you know, we found one here, why it's okay to punch a Nazi, but don't you dare punch a feminist. Ooh, spicy. Right? We'll see about that. You know, I never see videos of people making shit, of people criticising her, and believe me, there's a lot to criticise. So I decided to be the change I wanted to make in this world, and make this here video. So, enough said. Well, I'm just going to cut straight to the chase. You know, we're here. There's going to be lots of bullshit in this video. I made myself a nice cup of tea with a bit of cream in it. Right, so just get into it. See what the crack is. Ooh, intros.
Okay, so this is probably going to be another short video. A few years ago, this crude little video game was released that allowed you to punch the ever-living shit out of Gamergate star and professional victim Anita Sarkeesian.
Oh my god, the Gamergate era. We're harkening back to this now, are we? A bit of nostalgia. Right, so I'll give you a bit of context to this. I think I seen something about her. It was basically some fucking angsty teen, a little fucker made a game where you can box the shit out of Anita Sarkeesian, you know? Which you can tell why he made it, because Anita Sarkeesian, at the end of the day, she ain't no public figure, she ain't no fucking like famous YouTuber or anything like that. She's just a random arse woman, and this fella was so angry that he was so angry about how she dissed his little games and called gamer boys poo heads and shite. He decided to make a game where he boxed the face out of her. Now Aiden is trying to compare, like, this is just like retardation, let's just put it plain and simple, right? This kid's just an angsty little shite who thought the only adequate way to take his anger out is to make a game where you box up this chung one, right? And now Aiden's going to compare this to boxing Nazis, you know, people like Richard Spencer, David Duke, you know, fuckers like, you know, ethno states and killing minorities, deporting minorities, blacks, Jews, Mexicans, like whoever the fuck, right? They're all on their blacklist. You know, they want to create an ethno state, and they're using the free speech they have and the democratic platforms that they have to basically in the future overthrow democracy any chance they get. And she's comparing boxing them to boxing. To people's outrage, which isn't really outrage at this game, because she's a epic pog centrist. You know what I mean? I know shit. Look, Jesus Christ! I nearly at the fucking microphone. Anyways, yeah, I think you get the gist of it.
A woman who stole thousands of dollars from donators to make a video series about how all video games are sexist and terrible. Yet
Stole thousands of dollars from donors, meaning that she just, like, you know, got donations from people. Like, something being shit is, like, what you call it? It's subjective, right? Or whatever. You can't really deduct, like, what's shit and what's not shit. So this ain't really matter. Like, she's just like, this is professional media fucking slander. Like, whatever course this Aydin Paladin got, I'm pretty sure she got some kind of, like, weird, like, epic college course, diploma. She's not using it the right way.
Not only made...
She's trying to twist shite, basically, is what I'm saying. Because we have to remember, like, Anita Sarkeesian, she's this, like, big bad figure to, like, all these lads and lasses that are stuck in 2016, you know? But, in reality, she's just a random arse woman that these people latched onto, you know? Instead of attacking actual, like, leftist or liberal figures, whoever they may be, you know? They're too weak for that, so they attack this random arse woman who is, like, completely irrelevant and hasn't done anything since 2016. And when was this video made? Nearly, actually no, I was going to say nearly 2018, February 2017, but still.
What, like 3 episodes? But anyway, those episodes were based on ancient tropes from the 80s and were supported by video from Let's Players unaffiliated with Anita. In other words, it was a massive scam perpetuated by someone whose master's thesis is riddled with errors, including grammatical ones, and provides barely any citation. Yes, I have read Anita Sarkeesian's master's thesis, and am proud to say that it sincerely and truly reads like undergrad work at best. Truly, Anita, I know you never debate anyone because you are an ignorant slut who knows literally next to nothing about the topics you bitch about, but I would love to go through a little graduate level review of your thesis with you. So please, as someone erudite...
1 second, I finished eating this tea bag. Right. So what she just said is, she's gonna school this random arse woman on shite she learned for college course because, like, oh my god, I don't have the brain capacity for this at the moment. I know you don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm telling you this, it's not part of the plan. We'll just go on until she says something actually of substance.
In media psychology. Fight me. Anyway, my point is there was this little flash game that allowed you to beat up Anita. I guess I thought it was funny. It's obviously not real violence.
Haha, epic poggers, innit?
And in no way was a call for real violence. It was just a stupid little flash game for people to take the piss out of Anita and her horrific...
I take the piss out of someone that's completely fucking irrelevant and is not any kind of media figure that you'd actually hate and want to attack. But anyway...
unsourced, unsighted, and unscientific claims regarding video games and video game culture. If I have not made myself completely clear on my stance towards violence and my...
Unscientific? I mean, I watched her shit. She didn't really say anything that bad. She just kind of said that there's some shit in video games. Like, I'm not defending Anita. Like, she's a fucking annoying cunt as well. Like, she seems like a turf, you know what I mean? She seems like a turf. She seems like she'd be against, like, trans rights and shit. Although, like, you know, you never know. That's just the kind of vibe I get about her. Sorry, Anita, if I fucking mischaracterized you anyway. But the shit she said in those videos is literally just, like, women in video games, some of them are scantily clad, men aren't, that's a bit odd. Maybe, like, fetishization of or no, so sexualization of women. That's a bit needless, maybe. Maybe just like, make women more 3D, I guess, in games. And I'm not talking about the game design. Just, just a bit. Like, nothing controversial. But anyway, for all this talk of people getting offended. Hold on. Right, we're back.
Previous videos, I am, alas, a limp-wristed pacifist who believes all forms of violence to be the anathema to civilized society. Violence, in my opinion...
Yeah, so this is literally, like, she's doing the centrist meme. You know, the cringy fucking centrist meme. I'll show you now. All sides meme. Reddit. Both sides. Like, I can't really encapsulate it that well, but this is what she's doing, basically. Why so much aggression on both sides? We are literal fucking Nazis. Nazis are obviously bad. Frankly, I think both sides are at fault here. No doubt about it. So sad to see the aggression on both sides of the conflict. Wow, so much for tolerance. Can't believe the hate and violence on both sides. Sure, the asteroid is violent, but the Earth is also violent. So obviously there is blame on both sides. Right? This is literally what she's doing, right? Like, I can't put it any other way. Like, I've watched a few of her other videos, well, a bit, and she's always, like, on this fucking centrist bullshit. Which is, pretty cringe. Not a epic pug, unfortunately. But anyway.
Opinion is but a last resort, or ethically only acceptable in cases of self-defense. However, that doesn't mean I can't also find violence hilarious.
Yes. Do you know what? It is self-defense when you box Nazis. It's defense of the democratic order. Because they want to overthrow democracy. And they make it pretty fucking clear as well. Like, you have to be a complete fucking stupid arse. Can't tell a penny from a quarter. Can't tell a fucking sixpence from a shilling. 2 quid short of a fiver. Right? Not to understand that these boys are trying to overthrow fucking democracy and install their stupid faggy fucking ethno-state. Right, you have to be fucking stupid. This is what I mean. This is another thing Aydin does. She plays the fucking Egypt. She plays the fucking Egypt in all of these videos. Like, oh, sure, we don't know. These fellas are just they're expressing their opinion. Both sides bullshit. I mean, I wish I knew how to use OBS, but and After Effects, but I'm a fucking I'm a bit too stupid for that. So let's just have a fictional hypocrisy slash both sides bullshit counter. On the side. Pretend there's one anyway, you know. Every time she makes a both sides argument.
I am what I can only describe as a connoisseur of horror films. I love me a good gore fest. But the difference is that media violence is in no way related to action or behavior. Let me explain as quickly as possible because this...
Media violence. Again, a false equivalency because... the Anita game, yes, that's media violence. Again, so I'm on the side of the people who made that game now. It is media violence. It's not violence, not promoting violence. And there were people, I think, who were like, take the game down, but honestly, Anita Sarkeesian is too much of an irrelevant fucking figure for that to matter. And even if she was, shite like that is about like the hatred of one person. It's a bit of fun, but here's the thing, Aydin, no one's making the argument that these games should be outlawed or something. They should be completely banned, but boxing people I disagree with, that I call Nazis, is okay. No one's making that argument. People are like, yes, we should box Nazis, we should push them fuckers in the face because they want to overthrow the democratic order. And these games, sure, fuck them. They're made by a little angsty teen who wants to take his anger out on something but doesn't know an adequate way to do it. Fuck it, sure, let it slide anyway. No one's actually advocating for this game to be taken down, Ed, and that's preposterous. That's the thing, though, innit? No one's actually making like a false equivalency between these two things. Like, it's all in your head. which from the Destiny debate that I watched, I could tell that she's not all there anyway.
This kind of requires an entire video to cover properly. Of the thousands, and there are thousands, of studies that have been conducted on media violence.
I don't want to make that joke that it's like ableist to make a video about her. It's not. She doesn't have like a neurodivergent fucking disorder. I don't think she's just a bit mental. Anyway.
And influence on human
put
behavior.
That out there, so
there has never been a causal link ever identified between playing or viewing a violent piece of media and enacting violent behaviors.
Yes, of course. But this is this is a bit anecdotal, but this is the second time reactionaries have made this link, saying like basically when someone says stochastic terrorism bad, you should punch a Nazi because Nazi's bad. People like I've met this in a right wing comment section, and a fella actually said to me, "What you're doing is you're making..." I can't really find it right now, sorry, but what he said was, "Oh, you can't make a causal link between stochastic terrorism," well, that's not what he called it, "and people committing right-wing terrorist attacks because that's the same argument as video games cause violence." No, it's fucking not, because stochastic terrorism is ideology projected onto people, and people carry it out in the search of purpose. But most video game violence is aimless, pointless. People kind of use it to take their anger out and shit. And if you're not completely mental, if you are a full fiver, if you're not a doolally, you'll put the guns down and pick up the fucking virtual guns and just keep playing the game instead of committing crimes like your fellas in Columbine. But stochastic terrorism is different because it's actual ideology. It's just think of ISIS, the way they use recruitment, and you're a Muslim, you're in a dangerous territory where you're hated by the population, come join us, we'll give you a sense of meaning. It's shit like that, That's exactly what stochastic terrorism is. Just imagine like Nazis saying they want you killed, white man, so you must kill them first, establish an ethno-state. It's not the same kind of argument. And reactionaries, if you're a reactionary right-wing person, you're watching this, stop making this false equivalency, for fuck's sake. You fucking idiot.
There is a link between violent media and temporary acts of aggression. It's usually the result of something called excitation transfer. I've got a video in the works to explain this further. But basically, despite decades of research of all the people positing video games cause violence, no one has been able to prove a causal association between violent media consumption and actual violent behavior. Maybe that could be because there isn't any. Aggression...
What are you talking about, Willis?
Who made the argument? Who made the argument? Fucking no one. Like, who are you arguing against? Right, this is the thing with reactionaries. They argue against the fucking wall in front of them. Right, they're not arguing against actual positions or people. Maybe bring up a few fucking tweets. But she's lazy and she doesn't even want to do that. Like, why do people watch her? Why does she have 121k fucking 121k subscribers? Why? She is arguing against fucking no one. Right? Right? Oh yeah, unicorns aren't real. Can you fucking prove that they're real? Can you prove that they're real? Like, who said they are? Maybe someone, somewhere, but not anyone that I fucking know or seen. You know? Well, unicorns actually aren't real. You see that video you sent me? That's just a horse with an icicle glued on top of its head. Who sent you the video? No one. There was no video. You're just talking out your arse. I know it's a bad analogy, but you're probably buying what I'm selling. You get me? No one ever made that argument.
Sure,
So
but the data indicate that even that is temporary, and that is consistent with excitation transfer theory. There is zero
She managed to cram so much retardation in 3 minutes that it's taken me 10 fucking minutes almost to debunk it. Crikey.
That even massive violent media consumption leads to violence. As such, while I inherently believe, as a part of free speech, the ability to make games like this should be covered, I also feel I need to explicate just how violence in a video game is nowhere correlated to real violence, so there is no real problem here. However, many people choose to throw data and hard research into the garbage as they persecuted the game and its creator. They accused the game of being the equivalent of harassment against Anita.
So, according to her, someone made an argument that if you beat Anita Sarkeesian in a game, you'd want to beat her in real life. Sure, the person who made the game already wants to beat her in real life. I doubt he's a reactionary. I think he's for equal rights, equal fights. You know what they say, the MREs, the MRAs. So fucking what you call it? I wouldn't put it past them. You know what I mean? Same goes for the fellas who play the game.
Even though it was quickly removed from Newgrounds shortly after being uploaded. There's a bunch of non sequiturs there. First of all, you can't harass them without ever having been in contact with them. You could defame them, sure, but...
Yes, you can harass someone. Because, have you ever heard of cyberbullying? Like, I'll leave that open to you to think about that. Because that is a retarded point that she just made.
Harass? No, that's not harassment.
It is harassment. It's harassment. It doesn't fucking matter. You know, when you're cyberbullying someone, sending them hate messages online or fucking in their DMs, you're technically not seeing them in real life, but it's the same kind of harassment almost as if you were to come up to their face and do it. Especially if it's a fucking girl or a fella. If it's a person that sends you nudes and you're like spreading it to everyone, that's giga harassment. Even though you're not interacting with them, you could have never met this person in your life. Am I missing something there?
Creator of the game, Ben Allen Spur, was attacked for the game on...
Listen, he's a G away from Spurg. You know the kinds of people who make and play these games. Like, fucking hell.
Various media outlets, from Twitter to blogs.
No hate if you have Asperger's, anyway. Just saying.
Blogs and so on. He was accused of the usual misogyny, sexism, and while I can't say I agree with what he had on his Steam...
It's not really misogyny or sexism, if you take the game at face value. But if you think about what he was thinking, you know, the fact that it angered him that she made these videos and angered him so much that he made a game about boxing, or you can kind of detect the sexist undertones. Because how dare a woman try to put me in my place, you know? How dare a woman try to say something against me? I mean, what she said was stupid, kind of, and she formulated her arguments poorly, but the way these fellas, like, took that, they're pretty salty about it. That's, like, Gamergate started because of one fucking woman, basically. And then Ape dying, but that's a different story. You know what I mean? Fucking, what you call it? Like, these men are so fragile. These boys, sorry, they're not men, they're boys. These boys are so fragile. They started a whole reactionary movement online because one fucking woman said something. So you can kind of detect a little element of stochastic harassment at play here.
Steam profile of the creation of the game, it is ultimately just a game. It's ultimately just his freedom of expression. I pretty much think you can make a game about anything you want, yet...
What if it's a game about beating black people? Like, where it's only black people, or beating Jews, or like games where the Jewish quote-unquote characters are like crudely drawn, and you are like, you're playing on racial stereotypes, you're stealing their bag of money. The whole objective of the game is how much money you can loot from them, how angry they would be that they like try to kill the white race at the end and you have to stop it, you know, shit like that. Can you make games like that, do you think? Or I don't know, a game where you throw disabled people off buildings, or gay people off buildings, yeah, like they do in like Saudi Arabia and shit, or whatever. No, probably like, you know, all the some other like Near Eastern like countries. I don't know exactly, but I'm sure it happens somewhere. And you know, is it okay to make games about that? I don't fucking think so.
While Mike Tyson's Punch-Out has never offended anyone as far as I know.
What controversial statements has Mike Tyson ever made that warranted people getting salty enough at him to make a game about boxing his fucking jaw? Not really anything. And even if he did, you wouldn't be able to understand them. So he'd be like, representation of women in games is based on patriarchy, bro. Like, you know, you'd be like, what the fuck are you chatting all, spew all this wild gobshite, man. Sit down.
This game was apparently...
Anyways, all jokes aside, all unfunny jokes aside, you know, yeah, he's never said anything that warranted this, so I don't know why you're the one drawing blanks here. You're the one, like, using false equivalencies here, not me.
Hate crime.
Or anyone
By the
else,
way, it
really,
wasn't
for
even
that
the
ma-
first
for that
punching
matter.
game that Spur had made. He had previously made an
Spurg
almost identical game
had made.
where you punch out the infamous anti-video game activist and lawyer Jack Thompson, which I'm sure only Thompson himself found offensive.
Oh my
so
fucking
clearly
God.
we have a video game enthusiast who doesn't approve
Oh
of
my
any public
fucking
figure
God.
talking trash about his hobby without reason. Yet, apparently this is only a problem when the target...
She's even willing to throw her own Republican demagogues under the bus. You know, just to prove her fucking point. Like, Jesus Christ, just to show how spineless she fucking is. Jesus Christ.
is a
For
woman,
fuck's sake.
as Spur said. While Spur merely had his game removed from Newgrounds, Gregory Elliott
Look
stood
at
up
this
for
dude!
Spur.
Look at this guy! Look at this guy!
Elliott
Wait,
stood up
wait,
for
wait!
Spur
Where the
against
fuck is
the
it?
raging
Where
feminists
is it?
on
Where is
Twitter.
it? Where is it?
Gregory
He's a fuck. Look at that. Wait. Look at that. He's a fucking kid. He's a fucking kid. It makes sense how salty he is, but like it's still wrong. Like I'm not defending his actions. I'm just saying he's salty. He made this game, and so there's clearly a sexist undertone there. Look at it. It's funny. People are calling me a misogynist for making a game where you hit a person just because the person is a woman. No, it's because of what that woman said that pissed you off enough to make a fucking game about her, man. Like you and our girl Aydin over here, you're on the same fucking wavelength. You're
Had his game
both just as fucking idioty as each other, like.
removed from
You're
Newgrounds.
both just as daft as each other. Fucking hell. You
Gregory
banned.
Elliott stood up for Spur against some of the raging feminists on Twitter, who subsequently filed a lawsuit against Elliott, accusing him of criminal harassment. Beyond just that, some feminists
So she's just
found-
gonna say the same shit like over and over, so I'll just skip through. Feels over reels. Here's another 2016 argument I can't get enough of.
cunts who wanted to make free speech illegal and got shut down. If only such a thing were to remain the norm, for I fear it is physically assaults them. Yet,
Alleged ruined by feminists to the state.
astoundingly, even the cucked Canadian court thought that was bullshit. In the end, it was two cunts who wanted to make free speech illegal
Get to
and
the
got
point.
shut down. In reality, a gay ethnic Jew who loves a big black dick. You can't...
Well, now in the nice old year 2022, our man's come out as what's it, post-gay Milo Yiannopoulos, Yiannopoulos, and he's also opening up his own gay conversion camp. So you see this like victim mentality that right-wing people have. They're like, someone calls them a racist or a bigot, and they flip that on you. You're like, oh, you want to punch Milo Yiannopoulos because he's a bigot? Well, you're only doing that because he's gay and he's a Jew. Get fucked!
And also punch Richard Spencer, a white nationalist,
Oh yeah, who's also gay, so you're a homophobe. Get fucked!
in the face, who to this day has strangely yet to engage in violence against anyone who...
Oh yeah, he's an innocent Nazi, you know? He's just saying bigoted, hateful things, but in an innocent way. He's not actually harming anybody. He's not employing the use of stochastic terrorism to influence young white men into committing terrorist attacks, and then using plausible deniability to get out of jail and to get out of any other consequences. But no, he's an innocent Nazi.
so desperately
He's
want
a
to
good
enact
Nazi.
violence against him. Yet look at the kind of sites talking about it. Do you see any of the mainstream media sites? Oh, of course not. I see Breitbart, Fox, and InfoWars, yet no mention from the mainstream media at all. No outrage, nothing. Could it be...
Outrage about punching people who want to overthrow democracy to establish a fucking jingoist ethno-state. Can you hear yourself? Like, over the sound of college diploma, I'm smarter than everyone else. Right?
because it's fine to make a shitty little game of you punching.
I mean, I'm not angry. I'm just playing it up. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm just, like, you know, pointing out her hypocrisy.
The shit out of a gay man if he's a conservative, but
Oh yeah, you're homophobic. Again, this
not fine if
just
you
skip
make
to the end.
past,
What's the outro?
people were castigated and even taken to court for defending the right to push a button in order to beat up a digital version of an obnoxious feminine. It is unbelievable what. It is unbelievable.
Right. That's enough internet for today, boys. So, in conclusion, what did we learn? We learned that you're homophobic for punching a bigoted gay man who happens to be gay, and that saying stochastic terrorism bad is the same thing as saying video games cause violence. Yeah. We learned a lot today. But you know what? The funny thing is that she's the one contributing to this trend of stochastic terrorism without even knowing it. She's a fucking, I hate to say it, naive centrist who thinks that she's in the right, but is doing more harm than good. And this is coming from an absolute fucking idiot who only understood politics sorta a few years ago. Yeah. Peace out, boys.
People be like, let's go. Hold up. This nigga